The ASRock AMD Radeon RX 6750 XT Challenger Pro builds upon the refresh of the 6700 XT from AMD, the RX 6750 XT. AMD increased the stock boost clock along with a higher memory clock of 18 gigabits per second, resulting in decent performance gains that really aren't disappointing. ASRock further boosts these clocks, pushing the card to its limits. To start off with the design and aesthetics of the card, it doesn't look bad by any means. You get a triple fan design with the ASRock Challenger branding, along with white patterns across the front to avoid the more linear look and feel of the card. On the backplate, ASRock is following its usual stripe design with a relatively new huge gap behind the third fan that allows for more airflow and should improve the thermal efficiency of the card. In terms of measurements, the card takes 2 PCIe slots, and it is a bit on the longer side due to the usage of 3 fans. Moving on to performance, AMD markets the 6750 XT as their 1440p king. ASRock has increased the boost clock by around 1%, carrying it to 2618 MHz from the reference value of 2600 MHz. Beginning with 1080p, the card performs surprisingly well, while outperforming competitive rivals like the RTX 3060 Ti. On average, you're looking at a comfortable frame rate of more than 120 FPS in almost all of the newest AAA games at high settings. On 1440p, you get an average frame rate of around 70 when tested on demanding titles like the Red Dead Redemption 2 or Cyberpunk 2077. All of this at a much cheaper price point than the 3060 Ti with better performance. Now, for the card to perform on this level, you're going to need a solid cooling solution. ASRock doesn't let go of the rope in this area as well, by using 3 striped axial fans for maximizing the overall airflow. On top of this, the usage of premium thermal pads and 3 copper wires with a design that maximizes contact with the GPU keeps the thermals low and at an acceptable range. Under intensive gaming sessions, you're looking at an average of 73 degrees Celsius temperature. However, the hotspot can be slightly on the higher side at times, ranging between 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. This is something to keep in mind if you're someone who overclocks their cards to the maximum limit. That said, the fan noise stays low and is not really audible, leaving room for potential tuning there. For power, the card is rated at 250 watts TDP, and you're going to need a minimum 600 watt PSU to power it up. This is provided via 2 8-pin connectors, which I think is a better option than the new 12-volt high-power connectors, which can raise compatibility issues on power supplies. In terms of output from the card, you get 1 HDMI 2.1 port with 3 DisplayPort 1.4a ports, a solid combination even there. To summarize, the ASRock AMD Radeon 6750 XT Challenger 12GB is a great option for budget cards, allowing you to enjoy smooth gameplay at 1440p with even superior performance at 1080p. On top of this, an adequate cooling solution allows you to game freely for hours without any worries of thermal throttling. In short, what I like is the great performance at 1440p and the better price-to-performance value from competitors. What I don't like is that the thermals are a bit high, even with triple fan design. Ratings: Design, 8.5 out of 10. Performance, 9 out of 10. Acoustics, 8.5 out of 10. Thermals, 8 out of 10. Value, 9 out of 10. For an overall rating of 8.5 out of 10.